I'm sorry, Mike is not a good boyfriend. Mike is not a good boyfriend.
Make all of your skeletons appear. This is real life.
What's up, guys? It's Charlie Quinn here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Charlie Quinn. You can call me Charles for short. And today I have returned back to YouTube. I'm so sorry if you follow up on my channel. I have not posted in 2 months. That's because I had an episode. Not any episode. I had a depressive episode. However, what's a better way to return other than talking about the episode of Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 Episode 8, the finale, if you want to call that a finale. To be honest, I don't know. As you can tell, I came back with my Hellfire Club shirt that I had tucked away in my drawer and never wore, and I think it's really appropriate to wear it now for this video because oh my god, season 5 of Stranger Things was so disappointing. I feel like most of the fan base could agree with this. Now, I don't have makeup on. I'm filming this at night. I'm filming this actually on January 7th. What is January 7th? All over TikTok, there has been a thing called Conformity Gate Theory, and that connects to January 7th, aka today, on the day I'm filming this, and that there's this secret episode the Duffer Brothers have that if they released, it would change TV history. Supposed to be this episode where they actually revealed the real ending or what really happened. And there, you know, if you watched the finale, there was so many blackout moments on screen, like the screen goes black a lot. The first time it happens in the episode, and after people think all of that was just to play with us. But I have yet to see this theorized secret episode that the Duffer Brothers have. If you're watching this and you're confused about that theory as well, you came to the right place because today we're going to be reacting to a video called Stranger Things Season 5 Lied to Us. Vecna actually won. Conformity Gate Theory, and it is by Placid5 on YouTube. I wanted to watch a video about all the theories everyone had, but that would be a 30-minute long video and I don't want to do that to you guys unless it's a film I'm making. Speaking of film, if you have not watched already, click this link up here. I made a film based on the Uno game. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch it. It's not your typical game haunting everybody and making them kill each other. It has more to the story, and yes, things do get answered. The important things get answered. Go ahead and watch it. It's called The Last Card, and moi is also in it.
Careful. There's no such thing in Uno.
I'm going to talk about some things that concerned me, some questions I had, and some thoughts I have about the finale. Alright, so I'm going to start with this smaller stuff and then get into the top 3 things I'm very iffy about. To just start off by saying that I don't think an open-ended ending was right choice for this type of show. There's already unanswered things throughout season 1 to 4. So let's start with relationship, yeah? Nancy and Jonathan's breakup. Probably that was one of the most 2 smartest choices Duffer Brothers made, where they broke up when they were trapped in the upside down. Yeah, it was needed. It was needed. They didn't really have a connection anymore. And honestly, Nancy's better off without Jonathan and Steve. Steve and Jonathan, there are other girls out there. And, you know, it's comforting to know if you are on Jonathan's side when it comes to your relationship with Nancy. Well, guess what? The actors are both dating each other in real life. So, there you go. Mike and Elle. See, I can feel the connection between those 2 in season 1. And they were teens. They have a little bit of a connection in season 3, but other than that, I don't. I'm sorry, Mike is not a good boyfriend. Mike is not a good boyfriend. Like, I know it turned into a coming of age story, and like relationships when you're a teenager, emotions are complicated, but we're talking about 11, a girl who did not know words and literally had to be taught words by Hopper, didn't know much of anything in the real world. She said, "I love you" first, and it took you, Mike, it took a life or death situation in the moment for those words to come out your mouth. I think if I remember, you only said it once, actually twice. Once in season 4 and once in the finale of season 5. 3. The adults are not doing anything much. Joyce, Hopper, Mr. Clark, what, that was so random to involve him when he never was involved before. Like, for example, Joyce, who I will go back to about when I talk about the bigger thing, but she did the most in season 1 and season 4. She still did things in season 2 and season 3. What is she doing in season 5? Hopper is just doing the same thing and protecting them. Steve, what is he doing? 4. The Russian. What was the point? What was the point? Because this is going to go into another thing when I talk about the big things. Season 3, they were in. Season 4, they were in it. If I remember correctly, didn't the Russians have mind flare particles at their place? What happened to that? Why didn't they come back in season 5 if they were so important in season 3 and 4? Alright, now on to the 3 big things, which I'm going to try my best to be brief about, and then we'll back to this video. Callie, what was her purpose in the show? I know, like, just like, and maybe in season 2 her purpose was to give some clarification, reassurance, anything to 11, emotionally and mentally. But you bring her back for the finale of the season, and what is she doing exactly? Even in Mike's version of what happened, what was her purpose? Really, she's just there. Callie's an interesting character. Number 2, the battle between the Mind Flayer, Vecna, and the group in the Abyss. Why was the battle so short? Also, it's been applied throughout the entirety of the show. When the hive mind Demogorgons get hurt, Will feels it. When they die, he doesn't die, but he feels the pain, feels the Mind Flayer's pain. He then is revealed to have powers and literally killed the Demogorgon. Volume 1, which, by the way, episode 4 was the best episode in this entire season, in my opinion, personally. How Vecna kills his victims, and yet when it's revealed that Vecna feels as one with the Mind Flayer that he built in volume 2, they die a bit too quick. And Will never felt an ounce of pain from the fire, from Elle's powers, like nothing. I mean, it was a cool sequence. And probably the only thing Joyce did in this season that felt satisfying was her being the one killing Vecna. But still, what the fuck? Numero 3, Vecna. They set up Volume 1 to make us think that Henry Vecna is connected to Hopper, Joyce, the Wheelers, Mrs. and Mr. Wheeler, and Bob. They show us in the flashback in the show a poster of a play that's supposed to be happening November 6th. We don't even see what really happens during that play. They show us a snippet of something of people on the stage, but we don't really see anything. And people we know are involved in that play. In the first Shadow play in real life, Joyce, Hopper, and Bob are to be connected to Henry. They knew Henry, and they Joyce and Hopper and Bob loved the paranormal investigations, and that shows through Joyce in season 1, but does not show through Hopper. They set it up to make it feel like they're connected, that the parents are the reason why Will got chosen to be attacked, and then went on through people through Hawkins, and then attacked Mike's family, left the Wheelers' parents alive, left Joyce alive, but no, it was nothing. But yeah, those are my main thoughts. I do have a lot more questions and concerns and thoughts about this show given how season 5 went, so I will do that in a different video if you guys want me to. But in the meantime, let's now react to the conformity gate theory to end this video. That's cool.
Stranger Things ended about a week ago, but fans are not fully convinced that it's completely over. There's a new theory that has been circulating the fan base, and people aren't convinced that there's one more episode coming.
Which never came out on January 7th.
After years
I did hear
of
about January 12th.
the status quo, the main character suddenly conformed to a perfect but hollow version of reality and epilogue. Fans believe that Vecna did not actually die, but instead transitioned from terrorizing Hawkins with chaos to controlling it through force, order, and conformity, in quotes. And indeed, Vecna is still in charge. Thus, tomorrow, on January 7th, or today, depending on when you're watching this, the 9th and final episode of Stranger Things will drop. So let's go over the evidence of what some people have brought up. And Hopper and Joyce and everyone was able to kill Vecna pretty easily, I may add. And if there is any kind of evidence to support the claim, that is another one, that they pretty much effortlessly were able to kill him with no casualties whatsoever. It felt very easy.
Yeah, too easy. I would think that too.
Alright, so one of the first points is that there's physical similarities to Henry Creel. Many of the characters, including Mike and members of the Wheeler family, debuted shorter, slick-back hairstyles and glasses that closely resembled Henry Creel's young Vecna look. As we continue into this evidence, it's important to keep in mind that the whole idea around this theory is that Vecna is actually casting an illusion on everyone, hence why there are little similarities and nods to Vecna himself, whether it be the glasses or the hairstyle. It's all little clues that something isn't right, that there is an illusion being cast and parts of Vecna are being portrayed into the world that they're seeing.
A theory that you can say to this would be that maybe the battle actually wasn't short. What if everyone did die? Which I highly doubt the Duffer Brothers would do for an ending. But imagine what could make sense, maybe, and you let me know in the comments below if you agree, is that they all died in the battle. And you know how Vecna has his victims up on a wall and that thing down their throats? Not that way, okay? What if all of them were trapped like that? Vecna won, and that's just how all of them are thinking of. That's like the stuff we see in the happy endings. Maybe that's in their minds to deal and cope with the fact that they lost. But really, in reality, they lost the battle. Vecna and Mind Flayer won, and they just are thinking about their happy endings to keep themselves going mentally while getting controlled by Vecna and Mind Flayer.
Another piece of evidence is the graduation scene. At the Hawkins High School graduation, students appear to have their hands clasped in the same distinctive way Henry Creel often did, sort of with their legs crossed and arms on top of it. Additionally, their orange gowns are the same shade used for prison uniforms, which could symbolize their lack of freedom. And also, 12 people had glasses in the scene, so this could be alluding to the 12 kids that Vecna needed to enact his plan. So, for this one, again, this is a bit of a stretch in my opinion. Yes, they may have the same sort of distinct placement of their hands, or maybe crossing their legs. That could just be coincidence, honestly. I think it's a little compelling if they did it the exact same way, but again, I mean,
the fact that everybody is doing the same hand thing, I don't think that's a bit of a stretch at all. I think that could make sense a little bit, because, you know, thinking about students, right? Some people are impatient, they want to go home, so maybe they're just playing with their hands or something like this. Like, yeah, not like this for a majority of the time. That's a good point.
Give it the benefit of the doubt that that's not the case. The prison uniform illusion, so kind of saying that the orange of the actual uniforms is basically saying that they're prisoners. That would be an interesting touch, but I'm not fully convinced of that either. I will say, though, that it is very compelling that 12 of the people had glasses in the scene, so that's pretty interesting. That seems very deliberate. That's a specific number, so
that's another thought I had. The number 12. What was the absolute point of that number in this show if there was no real significance to it?
Next piece of evidence is a quick but telling comment Max says in the final scene when they're playing D&D. As the campaign comes to an end, she mockingly asks Mike, "Wait, that's it? Comfort and happiness? Could you be more trite? I thought you were some kind of master storyteller or something." So people were saying this is a sort of meta nod from the Duffer Brothers, breaking the fourth wall, almost mocking the audience if this were to be the case. But it is interesting to bring up that this was a very happy ending. Everything went according to plan. Exact scene, when the binders are all placed on the shelf, they spell out a lie. At least some of the letters do. This could possibly be a stretch, but it's actually pretty interesting and something that I could definitely see them doing. I also saw some people trying to spell out different letters, maybe an anagram of some kind, but pretty compelling altogether. I do like that line from Max, though. It really says a lot. Next, we have visual inconsistencies. So fans have flagged glitches like radio tower dials changing color or changing altogether. I saw a post about this where in one scene earlier, the dial that they use is completely different. Very compelling. I did notice that they have what's it in the background. That's extremely interesting, but in terms of some of the other glitches and the radio tower dials, That would be incredibly smart continuity error, to be honest. They do change locations a lot, and they kind of brought up a new place where they were doing their hideout, so that could have just been that.
That's another thing. I thought that was intentional. I think all of us thought it was intentional, given that they set it up the moment they gave us the scene in the playground of Holly literally saying that the circle on that ride in the playground was yellow, not gray. I thought this was on purpose too.
Another piece of evidence is some missing characters. So if you were like me, you were wondering what exactly happened to Vicky.
Right.
She was literally in the final episode, and then 18 months later,
that's
she's
another
gone.
relationship
and
thing.
some people
I
also
said
mentioning
earlier.
Susie, Dustin's girlfriend. Although for this one, she just
Susie,
flat out doesn't appear at all in the
yes.
entire season. So
I forgot to mention, I think I put a text over it regarding Vicky, but Susie too. Yeah, what happened? But you bring these characters in and they never appear back.
I can't really say that that's much of a piece of evidence, to be honest. But in terms of Vicky, she was part of the series. In fact, they almost made her part of the group. She was looking over Max. She was involved in the Demogorgon chase at the hospital. So she was like part of the group, basically. And then she just vanished without a trace. They don't talk about her. They don't allude to her at all. Again, that could just be that they're trying to focus on the main character.
Then why bring in the side characters? Just for comfort?
It's interesting that they wouldn't have at least closed the loop on that. Maybe like they're engaged or she's with her or something. That was a little odd evidence. Here's some other reasons why I think this just isn't the case.
Yeah,
but it is really compelling to think about. Now, if it is true, and this actually ends up being what happens today or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, they drop an episode, it's going to be an insane twist, history breaking,
That would be.
I would say. It would be absolutely mind-boggling. But unfortunately, one of the main reasons why I think this isn't real is because I don't trust the Duffer Brothers. They have written so much inconsistencies. They can barely answer their own questions in the interviews. They've really botched it, to be honest, with Stranger Things Season 5. Lots of inconsistencies, lots of really unrealistic things, really cliche tropes, characters written into oblivion. I don't trust them. That's just one of the main reasons, to be honest. Second, they wouldn't have done a nationwide theatrical release if they were just going to send out another episode a week later. I feel like that would have been a bit of a messed up thing to do for those who came out and thought that they were watching the end and then next week they send out another episode.
I'm glad I did not watch this finale in theaters, by the way. I was so tempted to go. Okay guys, that was my reaction to the conformity gate theory, which turns out to just be the theory of that there's going to be a new episode. I actually did not know that was literally the meaning of this theory. I thought it was like a theory inside the actual show itself. I did see a second date of January somewhere. I think it was January 12th about a new episode, but I am not sure. Don't hold me to that. If they did come out with a secret episode, yes, I agree. That would change TV history. Like, that would be the biggest plot twist ever. I actually have more other important thoughts and concerns and questions about this season, connecting to the entire show. But again, if you guys want to know about that, comment below. Yeah, I don't like season 5, I'm not gonna lie. I do really love episode 4, and I feel like everyone probably would agree with to it. I'm disappointed. That's all I have. You guys, let me know what your theories are for the unanswered questions that you have from seasons 1 through 5. Let me know your theories, let me know your thoughts, your questions. Leave them all below in the comment section. Let's spiral just a little bit more into this whole thing. But yeah, that's my reaction to that video, and those are my thoughts, a little bit about my thoughts about that show in this season. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. Share, like, comment, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!